Thursday, the 29th of June. It is nearly 8 a.m. in the morning. We have gone through the New York session and we're currently in the Asian session. We'll very quickly just go to the history of what we've got. We'll go to last night. So, as we can see here, this is on the US 30. We have got a very small profit of $500. Essentially, I had my 3 lots of 10 that was in here that basically entered, and I woke up around this zone here, which was about 4:30 in the morning. We could see this was still I guess running along. To be honest, I didn't see it going up to here, and so what I did was I could see it coming down. I had an entry in line with this zone here. So if we get a horizontal line, you can kind of see where my thinking was, that it would at least enter there, and then we just kind of rode that to here, which was in line with essentially, this zone here. When we drag that up, we can kind of see the take profit is just there. So I, in that time, was at the gym, and so I didn't really see that. I could have dragged that up and got a little bit more, but this much of a muchness, to be honest. There is just as much of a chance that it could have gotten to that point and then turned back to the median. It's pretty rare that the entry of the Asian session is so high up. So yeah, overall, I'm quite happy with how I did my defense in that situation. Pretty much broke even and got a little bit of profit out of it. So that's that. Moving on to the British pound, of where we're at so far. We've obviously had a big push to the downside, which continued through the New York session. We didn't really get any relief. So this is probably a good layout. So obviously I had my first entry in line with this here, and then scaled in, and then held for the majority of the session. And as it got to this zone here and here, you can see I've layered in. And basically I had gone to sleep in this zone here, but I had an alert that basically said that it had already entered. And so I quickly went onto my laptop. I found the the entry that I wanted to get in, which was in this zone here, which is kind of in line with this area of demand. And that was my entry. I didn't think I would need to go all the way down to this zone, but we can see that I have done that now. So when I've woken up and I've seen what's happened, and see that that's entered, I have gone back in, and that's obviously pending. But yeah, I would suggest that this would come down at some stage. If not, I've got my take profit, or it's actually a take loss really, to here. So the reason why I've got it there, because I have dragged it down multiple times. I think originally I had it up probably in this zone here. Outside of that, I then had it in line with this here, and then I think I may have even had it here. The reason why I've brought it all the way down is that if we go back and we kind of see where everything is, we don't really see, especially because we are in an overall, well, right now we are in a push to the downside. We don't see the price movement penetrate the river very hard. It's it gets close, and sometimes it just touches, and so having my profit line all the way up here isn't very helpful. I just have to kind of accept that I'm going to take a loss. And so if it comes all the way back down here and then up to here, that's great. We'll get out, just around break even. If not, this is going to be a couple of $1,000 loss. So, which is, just part of it. So at the moment, we're looking at about 4.5K loss. Like, no big deal at all. Not stressing out. Like, that's really, manageable. Everything's really nicely spaced out. In hindsight, obviously, probably not the smartest move to be in a buying trade when we are, it was due to come down. So look, it is what it is. I'm taking this more as a practice of my my defensive trades. Just taking the positives out of it. So that's kind of where we're at. We'll see how the price movement moves around for the entry of London. And if we're looking at news, looks like there is a bit of news, but it's all for USD, not really for British pound. So we'll see how that affects everything. That's me done for the day. Thank you. Have a good one.